Hello, 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 Illumineers, and welcome to the Nerdstrom household. My name is Nerdstrom. Today I've got a deck profile for the Nerdstrom House Championship Set 8, and we've got a very familiar deck to talk about on this video today. Um, this is the number 5 seed in the Nerdstrom household, and it's a deck that we are very familiar with here. This is Amber Steel Songs. I've spent a lot of time kind of debating on whether or not I would continue with Amber Steel Songs, especially because right now the big deck that's on everyone's mind is Amber Steel Aggro. I think it's very popular. I think it's very, very good. I've played it. I played against it. I think it's a great, great deck. But at the same time, I have stuck around with Amber Steel Songs for quite a while. I definitely was very competitive with it in set 5. It is the only deck that I have in my arsenal that has given me top cut in my time playing Lorcana. And I feel very attached to it. And we don't know that with Fabled going on, there's still a level of uncertainty with whether or not Amber Steel Songs is going to be a relevant deck going into Fabled and on. And so, I mean, there's a couple of cards that we definitely know are still going to be there. One that was just revealed today is that Strength of a Raging Fire is going to be back and be reprinted for Fabled. So that's a great card and a very essential card to have at the disposal of Amber Steel Songs. But we still don't really know fully like whether or not Amber Steel Songs is still going to be the same Amber Steel Songs that we know and love. So I'm kind of looking at this deck as if this is going to be the swan song of one of the OG staples of decks going back to the first chapter. A lot of people were playing Amber Steel Songs like way back then, with whatever resources they had at their disposal to make the deck work. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what this deck could do here in the Nerdstrom household. Maybe it could make a deep run in the championship, but who knows? We'll see. Because I will say this: as attached as I am to this deck and the history that it does have, both from a global standpoint as well as a personal standpoint, Amber Steel Songs has kind of faltered in terms of my performance with it. It just never seems to pop off in the way that it pops off. Like, for example, I actually used this at Geek Fest a few weeks ago here in up in Everett, and I not only did I not make top cut, but I was like one of 3 people in the entire contest that had 0 wins and finished the game with 3 losses and 3 ties. So as the King of Swiss, you would love that, but there was a higher amount of stakes in that contest, and I'm really kind of bummed that I didn't perform well. But still, I do love this deck. I have an attachment to this, and I'd love to see what this does going to the Nerdstrom House Championship. So let's take a look at the profile of this one. A lot of stuff in this deck is pretty familiar if you've already seen some deck profiles of this deck in previous House Championships. So a lot of the stuff is going to be pretty cut and dry. You already know these people very well. So let's go ahead and start off with the 1-drops. First one, Cinderella. 1-drop, 1-drop inkable, 1/2 stat line, Singer 3, Ballroom Sensation, Quest for 1. The whole point of this is on turn 2, you can immediately start singing, and that's the whole point of it. Everybody knows this deck, this card. It's one of the OGs. It's one of the essentials of Steel Song in order for it to actually work. And it's hell having to deal with this thing when you're going on the draw. On the play, it's a different story, but like on the draw, yeah, for opponents, it's definitely tough to deal with. And then this one right here is the one other 1-drop that I have in the deck. It's Rhino, and it's a brand new card as of the beginning of Radiant Jafar. Rhino, 1/16 Wolf, 1-drop inkable, 1/2 stat line, Quest for 1, and when you play this character, chosen opposing character gets -1 until the start of your next turn. This is here for one reason and one reason only: to make sure that big Rhino shows up in the next turn. And it's not a thing that is, especially when it comes to um, this deck in particular, it's not the lifeblood of the deck, but it does also mean that, like, with it being a 4 drop, you can kind of pop off 4 drop songs in turn 2. And I'll deep dive a little bit more into Rhino as the deck progresses. For the 2 drops, we've got the Troubadour, 2 drop inkable, 1/3 stat line, quest for 1. It's got resist +1, so damage to his character is reduced by 1, and singer 4. Again, you want to be singing right off the bat. You want to get your singers. You want, and in the old days when you had Cinderella, Ursula, and Ariel, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, you want to get Destiny's Child out there as soon as you possibly can. But in this case, Destiny's Child is replaced by Kane. Kane's a worship band. In terms of they have 2 ladies and a guy. So yeah, Troubadour is a solid character. I do always kind of have the debate: do I want to have Ursula out there, or do I want to have Troubadour? But I do really like the resist 1. It's sticky. It's hard to kind of get rid of unless your opponent's playing Brawl. But it's a difficult card to get rid of, and it can keep singing all that stuff while still maintains protection. It also does have a high back end, so like if you need to hit it itself into like another character, or like gain some damage from it, so you can make Rapunzel work. It's still a nice card to have. And then we do 3 Mr. Smees, Mr. Smee Bowling Mate. 2-drop inkable, 3/3 stat line, quest for 2. Oh dear. At the end of your turn, if this character is exerted and you don't have a captain character in play, you may deal 1 damage to this character. It's not a you may. Again, most of this stuff is part of the narrative. Most people already know this card very well. It's one of the best steel cards in the game. I wonder if it's going to get reprinted. Maybe not. But it's a solid character to have, and most people will run 4 of these ones in there too. I can only run 3. Why? You should already know why. I don't have the resources to actually get this thing on there. And with Fabled coming out and being unsure of it being reprint, there's no reason for me to get one more as of right now. All right, to finish off the 2 drops, I've got Calhoun Marine Sergeant, 2-drop uninkable, 3/2 stat line, quest for 1. It's got resist +1, and during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you can gain 2 lore. This is a just in case sort of situation. It doesn't fit the narrative of a song deck, but you never know. You might need to put around Calhoun because you need to do some challenging to get rid of characters down the line. Calhoun is a solid character to have, and it can be pretty sticky because it's got the resist +1, and while you're challenging, you can still get 2 lore. It's much more beneficial when it's challenging rather than when it's questing. So you want to be able to kind of do it in a situation where you're guaranteed to do a bit more challenging quite a bit. You can take characters out, banish them, and then gain your lore in the process. But yeah, Calhoun's a solid option. I do like it a lot. For the 3 drops, we start off with Ariel Spectacular Singer, 3-drop inkable, 2/3 stat line, Singer 5, quest for 1, and when you play this character, you may look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a song card and put it into your hand, and you put the rest to the bottom of your deck in any order. This is the thing that you do in order to search for songs. It is not uncommon that, especially when I play against my worst enemy, Emerald, Ursula will come out on turn 2, and then you sap a song. It's a stupid strategy, and probably in hindsight, but like at the same time, what ends up happening is if I know I'm playing an Emerald deck, I would probably want to like just get rid of all the songs in my mulligan. It's like, nah, I don't worry about it, right? But I'll get my resources out. I'll get my Cindy. I'll get my Troubadour out. And then on turn 3, I'll have Ariel come out and hopefully get a song. Does it pop off all the time? No. Everyone knows this. Songs don't know they have it on there. And again, most essential song decks are going to have between 16 and 20 songs. But that's still like a third of the deck, which means there's a 66% chance it's not going to pop off. So yes, there is risk involved when you have this and you rely on this thing. But like, you're trying to get resources, and resources are good. Like, getting resources is an okay thing to have, and having the ability to do so. Aerial is one of the essentials. It's one of the OGs of Steel Song. I don't know why I'm explaining this for like too much because a lot of people by set 8, if you guys have been playing on there, is on there. But for I guess for the new characters that are unfamiliar with Amber Steel and Amber Steel songs, this is one of the best cards that you could possibly have. So you can get the resources that you need, so you can continue singing, and just keep going in that sort of regard. So, and then we've got Pete, 3-drop, inkable, games referee, 3/3 stat line, quest for 1. The reason why you put this out there is because when you play this character, opponents can't play actions till the start of your next turn. Let's say you're playing against a Steel Song Mirror, for example, right? One of my favorite matches, because in Steel Song Mirror, both of us are going to be playing Pete, and it makes it really hard for us to sing songs. So sometimes I've won games just because I was the last person to put Pete out, and then as a result, because they can't do anything, all of a sudden now I can for a turn, and started like picking off characters. So Pete is a great card to have. Some people run 2, some people run 3. I always run 4 because you never know when you need a Pete, and the strategy is like knowing when to Pete. That's a very important thing. Like usually one of the easiest, most obvious answers is when you are playing against a Ruby Sapphire deck, for example, right? And they've got Sing on the board, and Be Prepared's coming. Drop the Pete. At least you don't have to worry about it for one more turn, and then see what you can do about getting another strategy for another turn. So yeah, Pete is great. I really like it a lot. The other card that I've actually been very on and off with this one for a very long time, but it is Lawrence. Lawrence is a 3-drop inkable 04 stat line, Jealous Man Servant, quest for 2, and it's got payback. While this character has no damage, he gets +4 strength. Now, one of the main reasons why people usually play this card, is because turn 3 you drop a Lawrence. Then turn 4 you challenge with the Lawrence against something that won't kill it, but it can at least it can at least put some damage on there too. Put some damage on itself. And then you put down Rapunzel. It takes away the damage. You get some cards, and then all of a sudden now it has a 4/4 stat line all over again. But at the same time, it does. Other than that, it doesn't serve a lot of purpose unless you want to play an aggressive option. That's actually one of the main reasons why I like doing this. Is I want to have that aggressive option. I want to be able to challenge if I have to challenge. And I was on the fence about putting 4 in this one, but I think with this setup, I kind of wanted to do it just in case, because you never know. Lawrence, for example, could be good as a sacrificial lamb going up against a big Rhino. Rhino has that resist 2, and at the very least, you could put some kind of damage on there. That way, all of a sudden, it makes it weaker. And it hasn't resist 2, and maybe you can finish it off with, say, a Calhoun, or even just put a song out there, like Strength or Storm. It takes less effort to do it just because Lawrence had the ability to kind of go in there and at least give some kind of damage to Big Rhino. But I generally like using it because it does quest for 2, and it's really strong. And if you quest it, it just takes a lot of effort on their end to get rid of it, So it could be a pretty solid option in that regard. So anyway, now on to the songs. I've got one World's Greatest Criminal Mind. It's a 3-drop inkable song, and you banish a chosen character with 5 strength or more. Maui. That's why it's there. You never know when you need it, but you especially don't want to have it. You don't want to have maybe more than 2 of these in these decks, especially. But even if you're going against I guess it's a championship where you're heavy in Ruby Sapphire, the field's pretty much Ruby Sapphire all the way. You want to have at least one or 2 of these ones just to kind of take care of the Maui, so you don't have to deal with them for another turn. That way you can go ahead and do things like exerting and using songs and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's the main reason why you want to have this on there. And then Straight Through Raging Fire. You know it's coming back with Fabled. I'm so happy that it is, because I think it's such a great card to have in a songs deck. But Strength of Raging Fire, 3-drop, Inkable Song. You deal damage to chosen character equal to the number of characters that you have in play. Put a whole bunch of characters out there, drop Strength, and just hit Strength on there too, and all of a sudden, like, that Maui is gone as long as you have 5 characters or more. But yeah, Strength of Raging Fire is a really solid character to have. I think it works really well in like aggro decks. But yeah, it's a solid card to have. And then this is the card that everyone hates, which is Let the Storm Rage On. I certainly don't like dealing with it against it. But Let the Storm Rage On, 3-drop, uninkable. It's a song. You deal 2 damage to chosen character, and you draw a card. That move is just so broken. And that's me speaking as a Steel Song player. 9 times out of 10, I always want to have a Storm at the beginning, unless, of course, I'm playing Emerald, my worst enemy. Just so I have the ability to, like, deal, and then I can still grab a card. You know, I'm replacing itself. It's replacing itself in that in that situation. So, Let Storm Rage On is one of the best Steel cards, no doubt, bar none. All right, let's move on to the 4-drops. Rapunzel, Gifted with Healing. It's one of the OGs. It's one of the best cards that Amber has, and it's at its disposal. 4-drop, inkable, 1/5 stat line, quest for 2. And when you play this character, you move up to 3 damage from one of your characters. You draw a card for each 1 damage removed this way. How could you not want to have 3 free cards just on the play? As long as you have the situation necessary to make it work. Rapunzel is a really solid card, and I think it's definitely one of the best cards. I don't know if it's going to make it in the reprint, but if it does, Amber is going to be it's going to continue to be a force to be reckoned with down the line. And then we come to Rhino Power Hamster. 4-drop, inkable, 4/3 stat line, shift 2, quest for 2, and while this character has no damage, he gains resist +2. What an awesome card. You would think that with a card as awesome as this one, you would have 4-drops. I unfortunately don't. Why? Because I don't have 4. And I thought I had 4 for like the longest time, and then I was like building this deck. I was like, oh no, I don't actually have 4. I only have 3. But Rhino Power Hamster is such a good card, and I am so thrilled that this is part of the deck. Like, I think going down the line, I think it's much better as an aggro option. But you could still do a turn 2 Along Came Zeus. That can be pretty important in certain situations. Like, let's say, for example, like, you never really want to, but let's say, for example, like a Daisy shows up on turn 1, and then on turn 2 you just sing it and just get rid of it. You don't have to worry about it for now. You know, that sort of thing. So Rhino is such a sick card to have, and I think it's important that everyone has at least 4 copies on there if you're running Amber or Steel. So yeah, definitely one of the best cards in the game. I can't stop gushing over it, so let me move on. Prince Naveen, ukulele player, 4-drop, uninkable, 3/3 stat line, quest for 2, singer 6, and when you play this character, you may play a song with cost 6 or less for free. This just makes me more excited for Powerline to come out in the next set, just because with Powerline, it's a Ruby and it's a singer 9, and it's a shift 4, and you can play a song with cost 9 or less for free if it comes out. I think it was one of the quests. But it's such a sick card. But yeah, for now, Naveen, awesome card. Lately, Naveen has been gaining a lot of popularity because of its ability. A lot of people are using 3. Sometimes people are playing 4. I think 3 is a valid go about. The reason why I play 2 is because I do think that the uninkable count in this deck is too high, and I don't want to be caught in a situation where I have too many uninkables in my hand. So Prince Naveen, I have at least 2, and they're there for a couple of reasons. Whole New World, Along Came Zeus, Grab Your Sword. It's one of the main reasons why it's still there. Speaking of Zeus, Along Came Zeus. 4-drop, uninkable, deal 5 damage to chosen character or location. Simple as that. McDuck Manor, get rid of that thing. Maui Shark, get rid of that thing. Daisy's on turn 1. Get rid of that thing. You know, it's just such a it's a solid card to have. The only thing I really wish about this deck in this card is if it had the ability to draw a card. That'd be really sick. But I think it's just too OP for that regard. But the fact that you can choose a character or location is a good thing, and that way you don't have to waste too many resources on your end to get rid of a location. McDuck banners are scary. They are tough to deal with, and on any level. And but yeah, you still want to be able to kind of have something at your disposal to get rid of it. All right, let's move on to the 5-drops. I got one character, and it's Namari, single-minded rival, 5-drop inkable, 05 stat line, quest for 2, and when you play this character and at the start of your turn, you may draw a card, then choose and discard a card. You want to keep discarding a card because this character gets +1 strength for each card in your discard. All those songs, all of a sudden, can be useful again because it powers Namari and it makes it stronger. So yeah, this is a solid card to have at your disposal. And again, it's another thing to kind of like put stuff in your discard, kind of search your deck for more essential things as you go. So yeah, Namari is solid. I mean, usually by turn 5, you're going to have no cards in your hand anyway because you've already sung them all. You've already put all your cards out there too. But it's good to know that it's there, just in case, as a means to kind of sift through your deck and just find the right pieces that you need. Continuing on the 5-drops, I got 5-drop Whole New World, uninkable. This is this we know is the swan song of Whole New World because the reprint of Whole New World that they're doing out for future contests is still going to be read as set 1. It does not say set 8. It does not say set 9. We know that Whole New World, as far as given the resources we have, is not going to be a reprint on there too. And a lot of people are rejoicing. I'm feeling a little bit sad because I think Whole New World is like one of the OGs of songs in a Steel Song deck, and it's kind of sad to see one of those originals kind of go away. Just to kind of go off on a tangent here, I did kind of wonder with the reprints happening, how can we not expect the songs to stick around? Because you can create a whole bunch of different creations of characters. That's the reason why Floodborn's out there, Storyborn, Dreamborn for all the characters in the game. There's ways to kind of make creative versions of Daisy, of Mickey, of Goofy. But with the songs are what they are, and they have a finite number of songs to kind of work with. Yeah, you could be clever and you can break up Let It Go into a bunch of little lyrics like Let the Storm Rage On, Let It Go, things like that. But nothing's going to top being able to like say, We Don't Talk About Bruno, that sort of thing, or A Whole New World. You could call it Shiny, Shimmering, Splendid, but like you're missing the whole thing is like of Whole New World. I wonder if they're going to rectify that at some point. Maybe they might do an errata version, like something that's not as broken as what Whole New World kind of is. But for now, like I look upon the reprints with a little bit of concern when it comes to the songs, because again, you're going to run out of songs eventually. You're going to run out of lyrics eventually. You can't Dreamborn your way out of songs. So we'll see how that goes as time goes on. But for now, for Whole New World, you need it. Sometimes it's your one and only offense against things like Ruby Sapphire. That's incredibly powerful, and it is the direct counter to this deck. So you can just do some kind of disruption against this thing. One of the biggest omissions that I was really nervous about, really still debating about doing, is the Queen line. Queen line is the 1-drop Queen, 2/2 stat line, and then you immediately put a turn 2 5-drop Queen on there, and then you sing Whole New World on turn 2. Just so you can get that disruption going off right off the bat. It was a tough omission, and it still has been for a very long time for me, because I really like having that at my disposal. Queen long term doesn't really work out. That's the reason why I had to get rid of it. But just being able to Whole New World on every turn except turn 1 is just such a nice thing to have. But yeah, 5 drops. Grab your sword. there's plenty of aggro out there. You need to have at least one grab your sword in your thing. That way you can deal damage to each opposing character. In today's aggro decks, it's a little bit harder because a lot of them are backloaded with high willpower that results in you not one-shotting them. But grab your sword is still a really solid thing, and you can start kind of like picking away at things on there too. The other thing is too, it can take care of front row exerted characters, but it also take care of back row ready characters all in one go. So yeah, grab your sword, solid. Another solid card is Aerial, Sonic Warrior. Shift 4 as a 6-drop inkable, 3/8 stat line, quest for 2. And whenever you play a song, you may pay 2 to deal 3 damage to chosen character. This is the one other thing that you can use to kind of pick off characters as you go. I underestimated the strength of Aerial Sonic Warrior, and to be fair, I only have one in this deck because I only own one. I think it's better if you have 2. Because you want to be able to pop this ability off whenever you can. But yeah, Aerial Sonic Warrior, really solid character, and it's cool to even kind of drop off on turn 4. Let's say like you have your Aerial, it's already done its ability. It's a solid card on its own, and it still sings for 5. But imagine being able to sing for 6, and you also have the ability to kind of like sing that song, and then you could pay 2 to deal more damage to another character. Aerial is a solid card, and I can't believe it's taken me this long to kind of get to use this in the deck. And then lastly, we've got 2 Cinderella Stout Hearteds. Why 2? Because I only have 3 rhinos. That's the main reason why. But Cinderella Stout Heart is a 7-drop, 5/5 stat line, quest for 3, shift 5. He's got resist 2, and whenever you play a song, this character may challenge ready characters this turn. Gosh, what a beast! You know, Cinderella is so sick. You don't want to have 4 of these ones on there, especially for me, because I do kind of get weary of any cards that are not in a ramp-based deck that are more than 5. But it does shift at 5, and as long as you can still have your Cinderella out there, just kind of protected on there, so this is a cool card to kind of have out of nowhere, just like show up, be like Cinderella Stout Hearted, deal with it, you know. But yeah, this is a card that can end games. It's got a 3. It can quest for 3. It does take out a lot of characters at the same time too, so that's another thing that you can always be excited to take care of. But yeah, this is I think to me this is a solid cap to a Steel Song deck, and this could very well be the swan song of Steel Song, going into set 8 Fabled. Set 9 Fabled, excuse me. I've been saying set 8 this whole time. I'm just talking about Fabled set 9. But yeah, I still got more deck profiles to go through, and I'm going to go right into the next one in a couple of minutes. But stay tuned to the Nerdstrom House channel. I've got more to talk about, and I got more decks to deal with. But until next time, my name is Nerdstrom, reminding you that just because I play against myself doesn't mean that you have to. Go out, make new friends, and let's get nerdy.